Welcome back to Legendary Texas Musicians. This week, we're heading to Houston, Texas, back to the mid-1960s, a time when rock and roll was exploding and local bands were kings. We're diving into the story of Neal Ford and the Fanatics. Formed in 1964, Neal Ford and the Fanatics were more than just a local band. They were a group of talented songwriters and musicians ready to make their mark. Fronted by the charismatic Neal Ford on vocals, the band featured Johnny Stringfellow and John Pearls on guitars, Dennis Center on keyboards, John Cravey on drums, and W.T. Johnson holding down the bass. Their big break came in 1965 when they caught the attention of producer Ray Rush. He signed them to Gina Records, and their debut single, I Will Not Be Lonely, hit the airwaves in May of '65. The song quickly gained traction, boosting the band's popularity in the Houston area. But fate had other plans. Just as the band was gaining momentum, Neal Ford was called up by the Navy Reserve. While he was away, Dennis Center was replaced by Stephen Ames on keyboards. Upon Ford's return in 1966, the band wasted no time getting back to work. Ames's brother had formed Tantara Records, and the band released their next single, Bitter Bells, on the new label. The next year was a whirlwind. Neal Ford and the Fanatics became a staple on local television shows, and they shared the stage with some of the biggest names in music, opening for acts like the Beach Boys, the Lovin' Spoonful, and even Sonny and Cher. As Neal Ford himself put it, it was a good time to play rock and roll, and was the last period when local groups were supported by radio stations.
Tried to leave me behind. You treated me unkind. What's going on in your mind? Good men, good men, good men are hard to find. What you've done, you'll never find another one like me. Good men, good men, good men are hard to find. Are hard to find. Are hard to find. Are hard to find.
Late in 1966, the band inked a deal with Hickory Records, and the hits kept coming. Good Men and Gonna Be My Girl soared to #1 on the Houston charts. They were on the cusp of national stardom, but their next single, Wait for Me, despite high hopes, didn't quite achieve the national breakthrough they were looking for. Undeterred, the band continued to release records and play gigs across the region throughout 1968. But in 1969, Neal Ford decided to call it quits. The band carried on for another year, but eventually the music faded, and the Fanatics disbanded. Neal Ford and the Fanatics left behind a legacy of great music and a reminder of a time when local bands could shine brightly. They were a true testament to the vibrant music scene of 1960s Texas.